So everyone, thank you for coming. Today's session is about Tableau design tips, drive dashboard engagement. There's this thing about, when you create dashboards and you're a Tableau developer or someone that is just creating dashboards, that sometimes you create dashboards and you're doing the right thing. You're using the best practices, but your dashboard still doesn't get the use that you were expecting, And so what we found through the many years is that there are certain things that you can do to your dashboard to help improve engagement, to help improve adoption. And many of the things that we're going to show you today, we don't want you to change your dashboard. We don't want you to go there and recreate a dashboard. What we're going to try to show you is how you can add to it. Like, how can you add little things here and there to make it a better for adoption or to drive, honestly, engagement. Real quick here, a little bit about us. My name is Jamil Medina. I'm a principal consultant in data mining. And, I have a lot of experience with Tableau. I've been using Tableau for 7 years. I love survey data, data from the stock market. I love barbecue. So you want to know a little bit about me. Live here in Orlando, Florida, and work for companies like Universal Studios, Morgan Stanley, SunTrust Banks. And, I love data visualization, have been in the Tableau conference many years and been involved with the Tableau user groups here in Orlando. And also we have, we started a show that I encourage you to see. Tomorrow we have one session at 3 p.m. It's called 3 at 3. And it's a mystery chart show. And what we do is we have an organic discussion of 3 charts that none of us have seen before. And we just talk about the charts, what is good, what is bad, and we try to provide like the best alternatives, how to make it better. So check that out tomorrow at 3 p.m. live in LinkedIn. And I'm here with my friend and co-worker, Aaron Simmons. Aaron, as a senior associate here at Data Mining, been working with Tableau like myself, like for many, many years, 8 years now. And, he specialized on marketing data, tourism, travel. He loved data visualization, and we share together the passion for data. Here are LinkedIn pages. You can email us, ask us any questions. I hope that you like it. We have a lot to cover, so I'm going to try to go fast. Here's the agenda. So we want this discussion today to be around personalization. And I will tell you why. Because if you want to increase the adoption of your dashboard, you want to increase, that people use their dashboard, you have to figure out a way to personalize that dashboard, that visualization to them. And I will show you some really good examples of why is this important. In regards to data visualization and personalization, we want to explain you and give you some tips and tricks about why we in our own data visualizations that we create for our company and for clients, we love to use user input controls. They're very powerful. We also want to show you, and that Aaron is going to show you an incredible tip for how you can use Tableau Server better. Tableau Server is your friend. You need to start using more Tableau Server. Some of the features that it offers, it will help you increase adoption. Also, I'm going to show you output formats. Why? Because different output formats, if you make it easier for your users, if you make it easier and you use output formats the right way, and to give them that control of the output formats, it will help you to increase adoption. And then Aaron is going to show you some tips and tricks about help icons. How if your user, think about this, if your user know that you're there to help them, it's more likely they will feel like they can count on you to use that dashboard. So we're going to help you understand how we use help icons to improve adoption and engagement. All of this is also about engagement. We also going to tell you and show you some business and the tool tips and bullet charts. What are our favorite when we feel like a dashboard is losing, some adoption? If you add more of that, it will help you. So let's jump to it. Let's jump right into it. So I wanted to show you what I'm actually obsessed with personalization. Think about this, the largest companies in the world, Coca-Cola, Nike, Etsy. What do? They specialize on personalization. Right now, one of the biggest trends, you can go to Coke site and you can personalize this Coke bottle. You can add your name there, or you can add the name of someone that you know. You can also go to Nike the Nike website. And all of this that I'm doing here is in Tableau. You know, we're not using PowerPoint, we're using Tableau. You can go to Nike, they have this thing that's called Nike by You. So you can actually create your own tennis shoe. You can create your shoe the way that you want it. You can add your initials, you can add your name. I mean, you can add the specific colors. And believe it or not, in Etsy, here in Etsy, that was the #1 top search last year in 2020. It was personalized gifts. And one of the things that I love about Dale Carnegie, he said that when you use somebody's person's name appropriate, you can influence that person's way of thinking. Think about this. When you create a dashboard, what are you trying to do? You want to influence that user to use your dashboard to take decisions, to get into, find those answers, right? But you are influencing them. You are influencing them to do that, to use your dashboard, and you want to influence their way of thinking. So how you can do that is that if you make that dashboard more personalized to them, you can improve that connection. And also, one of the things that I always think is that personalization is also about, it's just good customer service, right? When you meet someone and you tell their name and say good morning, good afternoon, it just helps you. And another thing that I wanted to show that give you that is because right nowadays, you know, it's very simple reason, you know, everyone likes to feel unique. And if you can do that on a dashboard, you can start being more successful. So how are we going to do that? How are we going to do that? How are we going to add that to a dashboard? So I'm going to show you. Let's go back to it. Let's get into it. So here is the dashboard. And if you think about it, what if we start from the ground, from the start? What if we add to this dashboard the name of the user? And this is something that I will tell you is super easy. It's going to only take me 3 minutes to do. And the best part is you don't have to add any new data. It's available already from the Tableau server. And this is something that most people don't use when they create a dashboard, but it's very successful. And you can try this with any of your dashboards. Just try it, see what happens. I'm going to show you. So let's go to it. So here you can see I have it says my name. And the reason for that is because, you know, I am a user in the Tableau server, right? So to be able to do this, I want to make sure that, you know, you must have Tableau server. So how you do this is you can create a calculator field that is called, let's say, name, right? And if you go here to user functions, there is this one called full name. If I click full name, right, and let me put here test, you will see that when I bring this to Tableau, it will bring in my name, right? So let's start here. Sorry, let's start here. It will bring my full name, right? So what I don't want my full name. I want just my first name because I want this to be, in my case, I wanted to customize this to say like, good morning, Jamil, good afternoon, Jamil, right? So what you can do, and really quick to do this, another tip is you can transform this in really, really fast by custom split, space, first, and this will create a new field, put it here. Now I got Jamil only, right? So that's what I want. Now, you can create messages around the name of your user. The reason why this works is because we are in the Tableau server register, right? And it depends on the Tableau server settings that you have. Yours may say, maybe they're a little different, but all you have to do is using that custom split, you just get exactly what you want. You may want to put the first name and last name. That's fine. It's up to you how to create that message. One way that you can test it is that you can go here. Let's go like around here. Let's go in here. And if I go here on the bottom of my screen and I select, for example, Aaron, so you can filter by user here, you will see that will say now Aaron. So you can test it that when Aaron logs in to the dashboard, like he's looking at the dashboard, it's going to say his name. This is, like I said, already in the Tableau service, already available. You don't have to create new data. You don't have to do anything. It's already there, and you can create it really, really fast. So now I'm going to add something else. I'm going to add a message. I want my Tableau message to be in my dashboards to be Like for example, good afternoon, good night, depends on, the time of the day. So this is something that you can do with a calculation like this. And what is going to happen in some instances is that depends on where is your Tableau server located, you may have to adjust the time. So for example, here in this case, I used the function now and I added it 3 hours. In this case, I did this because our Tableau server is in another location. It's not here in Orlando. So when that happens, you have to play with that, but it's very, very easy. So for example, if I use any of this, and then I have one that if your Tableau server is located where you are located, then use just now. Okay, so you have to like play with this a little bit. And we can share this on the chat later. So no problem with that. So let's do that. Let's add this here, right? It said good afternoon. I'm going to change it to my name. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this here, right? I'm going to put this, and let's make it a little bit large here, okay? And some space. And then this is, it's gonna be automated, it's gonna be dynamic, and it's gonna work every time that Aaron is gonna or I or whoever is your user is going to join, open the dashboard, is going to say that message. And then for now, all you have to do is add it to your dashboard. So for example, you can go here and you can say, okay, let's add it here, for example. And I can add it here. And I will just say my name. While this is going to help you is because two things. First, your user, every time that he opens this, he will feel like this is customized to them, right? They will feel that, hey, look, they took the time to add my name to it. And also, if you schedule this, that's something that Aaron is going to show you from the server. If you schedule this to send it to them on an email, every time that it refresh, just imagine this becomes now an email that will say, hey, good afternoon, here it's refreshed, it's done. It's new data for you. So this always helps you when when you want to personalize something. Also in the Tableau server, Aaron is going to show you ways where, for example, if you're from a specific region, then now you can personalize that and customize that dashboard to be for this specific region, for this specific people or group, and then it will say their name. So that's one way that you can do it. Now, this message, like I said, you can change it and do whatever you want, and you can customize this as much as you want. Now, another thing that we do to personalize dashboards to help you out is to add more user controls. So what are user controls and what they're important? User controls are important because it creates an illusion of control, okay? So that's something that everybody likes, who doesn't want to have control of something? And actually, when you're providing this dashboard to someone, if you can give your users more control for them to input anything that they want, they will feel that this dashboard is fulfilling them to what they want. It's not something that you created, like a list of only options and things like that. So whenever you can, try to use user controls. And what do I mean with user controls? Let me show you what I mean. In this dashboard, for example, I can input any quota that I want. If I want to put $1, I can put $1, anything that I want. So those are user controls. And for example, here, I can use a base salary. I can change the base salary and I can do whatever I want. I have the control to the specific input that I want this dashboard to filter out. So whenever you have the chance, do that. If you can mix together, some drop-down menus with some input controls, do that. It's very helpful. How you create this is with a parameter. Usually you will use data type integer or float. And whenever you have the chance to do this, do it. Add this type of parameters to your dashboard, because it will help you for your user to feel that they have more control. So they will feel it's more personalized to them. And like you see here, we have this message to enter new quota. That word enter is powerful. Do that whenever you can. Allow your user to control pieces of their dashboard. And this one, for example, they can also input here, I want to sort the top 10 accounts or 20 accounts, whatever I want. So if I want that, that's exactly what I want, because your users, think about it, they want to have more, people want to have more control. If you allow them to do this, this is more customized to them, to specifically what they want to do. And Aaron, is there any questions in the chat or anything?
Not specifically about this. I just wanted to say that the input controls, what that allows you user to do is to not have a static dashboard of what the designer decided to give you.
Correct.
So instead of a default whatever is on the screen, you then give them the ability to, well, that's not how I want to see it. Now I got to go back to them and say, hey, give it to me this way. But if you give them the ability to change that on the fly and whatever parameters that they want, then they have exactly what they need. And that's the goal of Tableau, is to be self-service analytics. So give them that ability by using this. And I know, I don't know if this is the same one, Yamil, but I know that the default sample store workbook has a dashboard that has this feature in it. So if you're looking for on how this is created, you can always just grab it from there, because it works exactly the same thing, where you can manipulate the dashboard as needed. Yeah.
Another very useful user control is search. So for example, look at in this one here, right? I have this long list. Many people have things like this in their dashboards. But what about if you add something where they can search? So for example, let's say I want here to see a company that starts with, because your user knows these customers or these companies or these products. So if I do this and I click BAL, look, it's filtering out specifically what I want, the companies that include BAL. How do you create something like this? It's actually pretty easy. Let me show you. I'm going to click X. I want to take it out, right? And now hold on, let me do this. Hold on a second. Okay, so let me click X to show you something. This is something that most people don't use either. This is a different type of filter. So here I am going to add the filter that is called account name, right? And it came up here on the left. So what you need to do is, it's so simple. Like what I mean, it's just things that you can do really, really quick. If you use wildcard match, okay, now this filter became a search filter. And all you have to do from here is add it here. So I'm going to add it here, right here. And now this filter became a filter that someone can use as a search input. So if I do GEN, I found GEN point. Instead of going through the whole list, I found what I needed really, really fast. It only took me 1 minute to add this filter. Remember, wildcard match. And I use this filter often, and there's many different ways to create this filter. You can also do it with a calculation. So it depends on your data. You may have to create a calculation to do this type of filter. But whenever you have the chance, give your users input controls. Let them search. Also, if you think about it, this is like you're going to any web browser and you search for something. We already know that. We already like to do that when we go through and play with data. So whenever you have the chance, give your users this type of filters, and it will help you increase adoption, and will help them. It will help them because they will feel in control. And Aaron, any other question? If not, let's go to the server.
Yeah. So someone had asked, how do you minimize the impact of control for a new user who may be overwhelmed if they've never used dashboards before, especially if they're used to pivot tables? And how I would answer that is, the dashboard that Yamil is showing here has many input controls. Start simple. Start with one. Give them a dashboard that's got one of those things. And then once you explain that to them and they start using it, they're like, man, that's great. I love that feature. What else can we do with this? And then you can add more if you need to, and add them to different dashboards. But start small. Start with just one. And show them the impact that input can have. And then if they want more, then they can add to that. But just start with one and go from there.
Yeah, it's very important that you put messages around them. Like in this one, enter new quota, commission rate and base salary to estimate sales and compensation. So you're gonna have to put something around it so they know that they have to enter. But honestly, in my opinion, any dashboard, you need to do some training, right? You need to tell your user how to use them, and you must do that. But as soon as they see in your training that they can input whatever they want, they love it. We found out that people really, really like, and users like to have the control to input whatever they want. Because think about it, they also know the data. They're looking for certain things, and they want to input what they want, because this also reduce maintenance and reduce them calling you, because maybe you did a parameter and then you only included 4 options. Then they call you, hey, I want to input this one and it's not available. This resolved that problem. They will call you less and they will be happier. Aaron, you want to like show your screen and go to the server?
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you. Let me stop. Yeah. Thank you very much.
All right, can you see?
Yeah.
All right, so now this is a dashboard that I found on Tableau Public, and it actually had an input control here. So if you've got this, what number of these typhoons do you want to see? So it gives that option. If you only want to see 5, you can see 5. If you want to see 10, if you want to see 100, it gives you that option. If you're looking for a specific one, then that may be the only way that you find it. I added that function that you talked about, Emil, where you add a name in there. So I've got myself in there as the, and we tested this out earlier. I had Emil open this up and it had his name. So it was working like it was supposed to. So I just thought that was neat that this dashboard already had some of that you talked about. So what I want to talk about is subscriptions and alerts. So to subscribe somebody to a dashboard, it proactively gives people your dashboard, a view of your dashboard, without them having to go and find it. You have people on Monday mornings, they're looking at tons of reports, they're running reports. They don't have time to maybe go and find the awesome thing that you put together. Maybe that's part of why they're not using it, is because they're overwhelmed on a Monday morning and they can't find it. So they don't even try. So the idea of a subscription is that you as the person who has published this to the server, or any admin on that server, can subscribe people for them. They don't have to do anything. You do it for them. So that's what I would recommend, is when you create a dashboard and you want people to have it, push it to them. Don't have them go and find it. Give it to them without them having to do anything. You're going to get more adoption if people are given the information rather than having to go and find out where it was that you talked about this in some meeting 3 weeks ago. So on the server here, there's a subscribe button, and it lets you subscribe whatever users you want that are associated with that server. So I'll just do Emil. If you want to subscribe yourself, you can do that as well. There are 2 options here you can either include like this view, or you can send the entire workbook. And this workbook contains 2 different tabs. So you could send both if you wanted to, but if you just wanted them to have this information, you just select this view. The format. So for the most part, you can do a couple different things here. One is just an image. So they would get an email that just has this image of this typhoon seasonality, or you can give them a PDF, or you can give them both with an image and a PDF. Now, if they see that image and they have questions about something on your report, all they have to do is click on the image and it will launch the dashboard for them. Again, they don't have to go and find out, I have a question about that and I got to go find where it's located at. You push an image out to them and they're like, I don't understand this, or I want more information on this. I want to drill down. I want to use those filters you've got. All I have to do is click the picture and it will take you to that dashboard so that they can take a look at it. You can set the subject of that email. You can type in a specific message if you want. You have a cadence of, on a selected schedule, or just when the data refreshes. The schedules are set up by the site admins. If this is a Monday morning report that is refreshed at 7 a.m. and you want it to go out as soon as someone gets in at 9 a.m., you can send it at 8:59. So they get it right before they get in and they start working. So this is a great feature of Tableau service, that you don't have to have your user go out and find that information. It's pushed to them. Another feature I like is the alerts, which are right here. So when you click on that button, it wants you to select an axis of a chart. Let's say, for example, we have this top 100 typhoons, and I want to be alerted when another one comes in that is over 60 miles per hour. So how I would do this, I'm going to click on that axis and hit create. And then here it pops up the conditions. Do I want it above or equal to, or above or below or equal to? So let's say I want it above or equal to 60 miles an hour. But again, if this is a sales dashboard, and you have daily sales, and let's say I want to know when we have a problem. So I want to see when it's below or equal to a set dollar amount. That will give your user or yourself the ability to proactively find out when there's a problem or when things are going great. If you have a daily goal or a weekly goal of whatever, and you want to be notified when you don't reach that, because you got to get on somebody to find out what's going on, you can come in here and set that threshold and get that email so that you don't have to come in every day or every week and try to find like, did we meet it this week? Okay, we're good. Did we meet it this week? No, we didn't. Well, instead of having to have people go out and get it, you feed it to them. Give them that ability to see that alert. Hey, we had a problem in this category, in this region. What's going on? And then you can open up the dashboard and then start to investigate what the problem might be. You can add people in any user you have on your server. Again, you can have your subject of that data alert. And see, when the condition is true, send email. So again, if it's depending on what kind of alert it is, you could get it numerous times a day, but if you probably don't want that. So maybe you just want it on a weekly basis. If it's not meeting that goal of whatever I've set as that alert, that threshold, then and tell me about it. Don't make me have to come out here and find it. And then I'll go into what I did differently here in my next section. But Yamil, do you have any questions or any feedback here?
Yeah, so for example, we're a big fan, and many of our clients, about scheduling that email. Don't even ask your client, don't even ask your users, just schedule it. So let's say you have a report that refresh every morning at 9 a.m. On Mondays, for example. Schedule that use that feature from Tableau server. Not a lot of people use it, or they don't want to use it. Do that. If you feel like your dashboard is losing, like it's not getting a good adoption or anything like that, use that. Try that. If you don't, anything else that we're going to cover today, at least try that. It's going to take you 5 minutes. Get a group, subscribe them, send them that email, and in that email there is an unsubscribe. So if they feel like they don't want it, they just click on it and it will just unsubscribe them. So it's not like it's not something that you're spam their email or something. But the reason is, we found out, we did some research, we did some surveys with some clients, and we found is people forget. Everybody's busy. They forget that it's refreshing on Monday. They forget about that dashboard that you showed them a month ago. But if you keep sending that every Monday, then what is going to happen is they will remember, they will see it. And if it has their name on it, hey, good morning, good Monday morning, and this is your name, hey, Aaron, good Monday morning, here's the dashboard, it's refreshed, new data. They can click on it, it will take them to the server, and they can interact. If they don't interact, at least they can see when it refreshes, what it's out there, what is available. It will just spark their attention to look at it, because you send that to their email. So I highly encourage you to do that.
Yeah. Someone asked what the subscription email looks like in the end, and in reality, it looks like this. This is what they see. That if you were to screenshot this dashboard, that's all they see. It's going to be one image. You can do it as a PDF as well, but for the most part, it's going to be whatever your subject is, and then the only thing in the body of that email will be the picture or the PDF that is attached.
Yeah, I highly encourage you to play with that subject. So can you put that back again, Aaron?
Yeah.
Play with that subject. For example, for 3 months, I play with the subject. This subject, think about this. You are doing email marketing in another way to your users. So you play with that. You said, hey, new data, just refresh something, just refresh out of the server, out of the database, whatever. Just play with that, have fun, but show them to take action. Put something in there for them to take action. You can also add a message. You see where it says option message optional? You can add there something. If you found something that sounds, I don't know, really cool, something that you think is important when it refresh, put it there. Maybe there's an insight, put it there. So that what happened is you are pushing them to take action, and it's just keep sending them that every Monday, every week, and they will start looking at it. It's like any other email or thing that we receive. And like I said, at least do this. And then you can, the other cool thing is, if you have certain groups, let's say that you have certain groups, that people that look at your dashboard, and you can filter that. So Aaron, for example, he can say, you know something, I am going to filter in this dashboard the South. Like you have some people, there's some sales team in the South or the North of the US. So you can filter that and send them one subscription just to that group, and another subscription to another group, more specialized, more customized to them. You can also do that. Go ahead, Aaron. Show that. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. So that's something I didn't cover, was the custom view. So this isn't a great example of that because I don't have a lot to filter on. But if this were, say these were regions, and I clicked on, I only wanted to see all of this other information by that region. If I click on that region, I can go up here to view, and I can name this view and make it my default. So every time that it's subscribed out to me, or that it's that I come into it, it'll always be that view of that region that I want to look at.
Correct. I think we have some questions on the chat. Let me see. Yeah, let me see. How do you see edit existing subscriptions?
So if you're going to send this as an image, it just comes in as, like, if you screenshot it and actually put it in, it won't be an attached image. But I do think the PDFs are attached. I have not done it that way, only because I want people to immediately see the dashboard. I don't want them to have to open up a PDF, another PDF in their long list of emails to find out what I'm trying to show to them. And it also gives them the ability to click on that image to take them to the dashboard. So that's how I want them to engage.
Yeah. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So anything else is in the chat, or anything else you want to add, Aaron, or anybody?
Someone asked about how to see and edit existing subscriptions.
Yes.
So you can, in the subscribe section, there is manage subscription, and it just lists all the dashboards that you're subscribed to.
I don't know if we have any there, but
I don't know if I have any on ours.
Yeah, this is a sandbox that we're using. So
so it just has, if you had any subscriptions, it would be listed here. It would be what dashboard it was, what data is being used, etc. But when people get this email to them, there will be that same managed subscriptions at the bottom. So all they do have to do is click on that if they don't want it anymore, or if they want to change the frequency, they can click on that, and it'll take them directly to this point on the server.
Correct. Yeah, it's powerful. Play with it. Send us questions. Anything that you need, we're here to help you. It's very powerful. Like I said, if anything from this meeting today and this webinar today, use that. Try it. You don't even need to change your dashboard. Just go there, subscribe everyone, see what happens, and play with that.
Yeah, someone asked about changing someone else's subscription, and I think once you subscribe someone, they need to change and edit their own subscriptions. I don't think unless you're a site admin, you should be able to do that.
Yeah, if you're a site admin, you can.
Yeah.
But if you're not, then you will have to work with your site admin. Yes. But it's not difficult. It's not difficult.
Okay, back over to you, Emil.
Okay. So let's see. I'm gonna share my screen real quick here. So I wanted to talk to you about something else that we like to do. So what if so for example, let's say that you have clients that, and this is, again, going back to that personalization and adoption. You have some clients that ask you, hey, I don't want to use your dashboard because I need to put some of your dashboard in PowerPoint. Or you have other ones that say, it's just, I don't understand how to do PDF, or I like to get it in PDF. Or you have other ones that may ask you that they want Crosstab, unfortunately. But if you think about it, you're there to provide that customer service, right? You are there, you want to please them, you want to have those people that maybe don't want to use the dashboard for many different reasons. What if you can give that, all of that to them? Now, again, you're providing them control. They can control it. They can do that. And also, by doing this, what I'm going to show you, you are also doing something that is very important. You don't have to do it anymore. They do it. They will have to open it. They will have to go there and export however they want. So recently, Tableau added a new feature. This feature probably is like a year old, probably like a year old, and they have been adding to it, and it's getting better and better. And as you can see here, when I was and Aaron was talking, and I added all of these 3 icons here. Look, I added a PowerPoint, image, PDF. This is in the actual dashboard, right? So how do you do this? I'm going to add one more to show you, one more. So I'm going to add the Crosstab. So here on the left side of my screen here, you will see that we have here these objects, and there is a new one called download. This was not here previously. It's something new. And what this allows you to do is to add different options for, so that your user can export, right? So if I bring this in, let's do that and put it here. You can see that now it says download PDF. Now, I don't want that. What I want is, because I already have PDF in the screen, what I want is export to Crosstab. That's the only one that I have left, right? So one of the things that I recommend you, add all of them, all of them. Now, when you have that client, that user that wants that PowerPoint, that wants that image, he have it. All you have to say is, it's there in the dashboard on the right side, on the right side. You will see an icon for PDF, for Crosstab. And I add this here, and now, and I'm going to show you something too. I went online and I downloaded different object pictures. So I downloaded one for list, PDF, photo, PowerPoint, etc. And I will show you where I got them. So now I'm going to do a spreadsheet, right? I added that there. And then I said, okay, apply, and it's just changed, right? How the Crosstab works, you see it's grayed out, is because it only works at the server. But the other ones work here. For example, if I want this to be PowerPoint, all I have to do is, 1 second. Let's see. 1 second. I have to open it here. So if I do this, you will see it will just open PDF. It will be the same thing in the server. And I can save this as a PDF. It will save whatever I'm looking at in the screen as a PowerPoint or PDF or image. If I want to do this, look, it will just open and it's now an image. And if I want to do PDF, the same thing. It will add, even the PDF is even better because it even gives you more options. But when you add this in a way that is easier for your clients to export anywhere they want, they will use it. They will be happy because now there's no excuse. Think about it. There's no excuse now for using your dashboard. You are giving them every single export option they want. So this is a new feature. I encourage you to use it. It's super easy, super simple. What I did was, and let me show you this. I went to this website, highly recommend it. It's called Flat Icon. And I searched for PDF. Search for PDF. And I did like this. I searched for PDF and I went to free and I wanted it to be black filled. And I just selected one from here. It's free. You put it on your pictures and done. And then you can select it from Tableau. The same thing I did with all those icons. Super easy, super simple. Here in flatcoin.com, you can find whatever you want, pretty much is out there. And I added all of them here. So this is another thing that we highly recommend you to do if you want to increase that adoption, because there is always these users who want your dashboard in a certain way. If you do this, now you have 4 different export options. No excuses anymore. They should use your dashboard. It's right there for them to do it. And the cool thing is because they are the ones doing it, you are not the one. They will not bother you that much. And also, they will have to look at the dashboard. They will have to look at the interactive dashboard while they're doing that, and make that, inspire them to start using it. But provide that to your users, and that will hopefully increase your adoption. Anything that, Aaron, you want to say?
No, I think that was a good explanation.
Yeah. Anything on the chat? Anybody have any questions? This is available. Probably, I think it's 2020.1, 2020.4, something like that. 2020. You need 2020.
That was going to be my question. My next question is, what version is it available on? Because I know that's pretty new, at least for me. I had not seen that, so we started planning this webinar.
2020 and up. I think it's 2020.1. I can find out. But this is something that is extremely encouraging for you to use it. Try to add to it. I mean, if you have those clients that they just want the PowerPoint, do it. It looks great. I tried it before. I have used all of them, and believe me, the PDF, the PowerPoint, and the image is amazing. It's great, especially the PowerPoint. I use a lot. It's worth using it. Yeah, it's worth adding that to your dashboard. Yeah. Any questions on the chat? Anybody have any questions?
No, I think we're good.
Yeah. You guys can see it. It's actually really good. It saves really fast. It works great. They never had any issues with this. Highly recommended that you use that. Really highly recommended that you use it. Let's see if I can. I think it's this one. Let me see if I can open one to show you. Yeah. So you can see it's actually bringing in the whole thing. So you can, it works great. I mean, people can use this. They can put it on their presentations, if they have a meeting. It's worth using that. I mean, it really encourages you to use it. I mean, it will help you. Let me stop my screen. So now Aaron is going to show you the next one.
Yep, we got 14 minutes, so I want to make sure I get through the rest of them that I have lined up here.
Okay.
I'll go through real quick. So this is the original one we were just talking about on the server with this input tool. And what I did was when I downloaded it, I actually changed it and I put it in the title. So instead of having where it said top 10, let me see if I can get back to it. Instead of saying top 5 and then in input 5, I put it in the dashboard itself, so that you save a little space, clean up that a little bit, and now you just got it in the title. So I just wanted to point that out. Next is we're going to go over help icons, and the reason that I like to use help icons is it gives people some context so they don't get lost in what they're looking at. The easiest way to do this is to go just Google search help icon or something like that, and you're going to save it to your Tableau repository. That is located in your My Documents, and you're just going to save it into the Shapes folder and put it whatever folder, or you can create a new one, whatever you want to do, however you want to organize that. So here I've got this. So for example, if you wanted to explain what this was, you can give them a little icon to explain what you're looking at. Here I added one. Oh, helpful tips. Hover on a dot to see more. The gray circles mean this. The red ones mean this. Click on a circle to see the underlying daylight. Highlight a bunch of them. Okay, I didn't know I could do any of that. Well, you don't have to explain that on the dashboard. Give them a little something so that they can navigate it and get around without having to continue to ask you how to use these dashboards. So to build that, the easiest way that I've found to do it is you're just going to double click in here. I'm going to type in help. I'm going to change the mark to shape. I'm going to go into the shapes card, more shapes, and I'm going to go find where I save that. So that's the one I'm going to use, and I'm going to apply. And okay, so now I've got the little icon there. I'll make it a little bigger if I can. It's real small. Okay, that's good enough. So now what you want to do is you're going to add whatever context you want to add here in this tooltip. So when they hover on it, they get that information. I've already done that here. So I put in all this information so that they could see it a little easier. You know, I colored a couple of things and I highlighted a couple of things so that you want the things to stand out, so they don't have to read every single word that you have there. It's just the highlights so that they can get going on their dashboard. And then once you're done creating that, all you have to do is drag it to wherever you want and float it to the spot that works best for you. Next one is Viz and Tooltips. This helps give context to certain data points without having to have 80 charts here on your dashboard. So like each one of those data points, I now have added that chart that we had at the top in this first one. I put this into the Viz and into the tooltip here, so they can see for each data point what the sales profit and profit ratio was for every customer. So that's the dashboard we're using. And to do that, it's pretty simple. We're going to add it here in the tooltip. I'm going to go down here and you're going to go insert sheets. And from here, you can insert any sheet that you have in your workbook here in Tableau. So I think it's this one, overview 2, maybe. Not sure. It's okay. It doesn't matter. So so it now puts that sheet in. It lets you filter it if you want to filter it. It lets you set the height and the width. I know from practicing with this, I need to change this to a 700, because as you can see, it's way too small, and it even tells you that the view is too small. So you have to just play with it a little bit till you get that right fit. So I'm gonna change that to 700, and now, oh, it's the wrong one. That's the height. Did the wrong one. 300 and 700. There we go. Now I can see the whole thing without having it squished together and unreadable. Last thing I want to do is the bullet chart, and here we've got it kind of lined up here. And the idea of a bullet chart, so you can see pace to goal. You want to be able to, at a glance, be able to see where you're ahead of that pace or that goal that you want, and where you're behind. So in this case, I've put here in the title, customer ranking by scheduled days to ship, under or over estimate. So we can immediately see at a glance which ones were over the estimate, which ones are we late on. And you can see that dotted line is what the scheduled was, and then the bar is what the estimate was. So to build that, here's the original one that we were working with here. So first, I'm just going to get rid of all of this stuff because I don't need it. And then I want to see the days to shipped scheduled. So this is how long, this is the ETA of how long they're expecting those orders to take. So I've scheduled that. Now what I'm going to do is add that goal. I want to see what the actual was. Did we beat that, what it was supposed to be, or were we late? So you have to bring that into your view. So I'm going to add that just to detail so that I can add it as a reference line. Down here on the axis, I'm going to add that reference line and select that days to ship actual. I'm going to set it as the sum and then per cell. Now I've got it, kind of looks gross here. So we're going to take the label off. I'm going to format the line just a little bit so I can see it a little easier. Stands out a little bit. And then the last thing I want to do is add a color so you can see at a glance. Again, if you want adoption with your dashboards, you need to make it easier for your end users to be able to use this without a ton of effort on their part. So I created this day diff calculation, which just subtracts one from the other. It's a pretty easy calc, and just throw that on the color. But I don't want this range of color. I want just 2 colors. I want to see only those that are past when they're supposed to be. So I'm going to add the step color, and I'm going to set it to 2. So I have one color or the other. I'm going to set my check this center to 0, and when I hit apply, it gives me that. Now this blue is overwhelming. I don't need to see that much, so I'm going to change that to just a gray, so that it's easier for me to immediately see which customers are getting shipped things past when they're expected to. So now we have all of that all in one dashboard. I've got this Viz and tooltip. I had the help icon, which I took off. So it's like right there. Can just size this a little better. Okay, so now I've got all those three things on one page. We've got the helpful hints, tips to see how to use this dashboard. You've got this business tooltip that gives you that profit, sales, and the ratio for each of the customers. And then over here, we can immediately see which has taken longer to ship and which one's not. And I've even added that to the tooltip as well. So you can see that that's 14 days behind. Now this one is a day behind, not bad. Okay. So all on one dashboard, giving your users the ability to see insights without having to shove it in their face. Some people will push back on certain chart types because it's too new or it's different, and you have to allow yourself to describe and explain to people how to use these charts, because if they want the best insights for what they're trying to find, they need to know how to use it, and your end user has to have the ability to think that way. If I want the best insights for what I want to see, I have to learn this. I have to just understand what this chart is. I can't just say, nope, I want my Excel. That's what I'm used to. You're going to get better insights using different methods, and it takes some engagement on your user's part to engage with that as well.
Yeah. In this chart, another thing that you could do on the one on the right is you can add that wildcard filter, because maybe someone in this list, right? Say, like, let's say that my name, Jamil Medina, is here in the list.
You're down
this
here.
List is very long, and you can see the scroll can go all the way. So if you add that here, then what will happen is it will be so much easier for that user to find what he's looking for, that he will be so happy. I mean, it will help them, because think about it. Why some people don't use dashboards? It's because they get frustrated, right? They cannot find what they want. But if you give them these little things we're not saying change your dashboard totally. You give them some little things here or there. Now they can find exactly what they want. So look, it only took Aaron like a minute, let's say, to do this. So you're a manager wants to go here and say, I want to get I don't know, Joy Smith or David Smith or whatever. He can just enter it himself. It's just so simple, so easy. And it just took Aaron like a minute to add this to the dashboard.
Yep.
That is, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's a great example of both the things we talked about, is that personalization of being able to find exactly what you need without overwhelming them.
Exactly. And they feel powerful because they were the ones that found what they wanted to find. And it was exactly what they wanted. You didn't give them any restrictions now. You're allowing them to do this. And that's what we wanted to show you, that how you can increase adoption. And that's exactly what we're doing in our practice here at Data Meaning. We're using all of these little things here and there to improve adoption. And that's what we recommend also to our clients, right? We're saying, hey, don't change your dashboard, because sometimes it's not feasible. Sometimes you cannot do that. You cannot recreate a complete dashboard from scratch. But if you add certain elements, certain things here or there, it can improve your adoption. It will help you out. People will use it more. I think that we have more, maybe we have more questions.
Q&A.
Yes, and we can go over, so whoever wants to stay, we're fine with that.
So someone asked if you can add more than one reference line, and as far as I know, there's no limit to that.
Yes, you can do more.
Now, if the more you add, the more confusing you could make it. It could clutter it up depending on how many reference lines you have. But obviously you can still do that. So like this line is the average for all of the customers in here. So you can have numerous ones. You can have distribution with percentages. Some people want to see if it's just one, like if it's just one of these bars, and they wanted to see how there's 60% and 80%. So you could show them the progression of okay, we're not there yet, but we're within 80% or within 90%. So you can set those dynamic reference lines if you needed to.
That's right. Someone said, ask subscriptions only available on a server, not on Tableau desktop. And Subscriptions are only available using Tableau Server or Tableau Online. That's true. You must have Tableau Server, Tableau Online to do that. Let's see. Anybody have any other questions? We're gonna have this is gonna be recorded. It was recorded, so please know that if you want to share this with anybody else, if you have any also an additional tips or tricks or things that helps you out with adoption in your company, let us know. We want to know. We always want to learn new things.
Yes. Real quick, someone asked if you could set a color by default, and so I just did that. If you go to any of these on the left hand side here, you can go to default properties and set things, so you can set that color if you wanted to.
Yes, you can.
So anytime you added it to any sheet, it would be that color.
Correct. You can also do copy paste format in the tab and underneath where it says bullet chart final. If you want to copy the format of this sheet to another sheet, and then you can do that. And this is like very good tips and tricks. Yep. Amazing one, an easy one. And then you don't have to redo all the formatting again.
Yeah. So one more email for you real quick. We're on the hour. Regarding reference lines, can they be controlled using LOD operators?
Yeah, I believe, yes, I think so. I think you can do that. Okay. You're gonna have to create a calculation and then select pick the calculation from the reference line properties.
Okay. Well, we're at the hour, email, so let's go ahead and wrap it up. I appreciate everybody for hanging in there with us and getting through all this material.
Yeah. Let me share my screen real quick. Let's go real quick. Let's see. So thank you, like I said, everyone to attend. Go here real quick. So
just one last question. Someone wanted to know if been in a situation where you had to add notes to the users to get them to understand the dashboard or each tab, and that it depends on what you're showing them. If you have a lot of things going on, sometimes it's easier to give them a little help icon by each section. But if it's just a dashboard overview and you want to like this dashboard shows these things, you can put it in like the upper right hand corner or lower, just somewhere where it gives you a summary of the entire page. You can also link in there if you have an internal landing page where you have all of the documentations and where all the data is and what everything means, and it's external. You can add that link inside that tooltip, and you can have them just go straight to it to find out more.
Excellent. Yeah, here are our information. Please join us. Like I said, tomorrow we have the 3 at 3 live mystery chart show. It's amazing, and we have very good feedback so far. Every Wednesday at 3 p.m. live, LinkedIn live, and YouTube live at 3 p.m. Eastern every week, 3 p.m. We're gonna discuss 3 mystery charts, and it's just a very cool, conversation. You can participate in the chat, and it's just a lot of fun if you like to do that.
We'll also take any volunteers that want to be one of the panelists, because we're always looking for insights from different people, different industries. It doesn't have to be Tableau specific. Just give us some feedback on these things, and we have a couple of recordings out there already if you want to kind of see how that goes. But we'll take anybody that kind of wants to participate. Yeah, anybody can participate. This is not for Tableau or chart gurus or people, academics that do this for a living. Actually, this is for the average user like you and I. We want people to participate because we want to know how normal person looks at data visualization. What do you think? And you don't have to prepare anything. All you have to do is show up for the meeting and actually join us and have a conversation and a discussion and just talk about charts and data visualizations. That's it. And what do you think? And we want to know your first impression. If there's anything that you don't understand, what will you change? Things like that. It's a lot of fun. Join us. Here in the screen is our information. Please connect with us on LinkedIn. Send us an email if there was anything that it was not clear, anything that you want to further for us to explain. Maybe we can do a second part of this tricks and tips about that adoption. Let us know. More than welcome. Yeah. We got somebody that said they want to volunteer, so we're gonna get with you. No worries.
Please send put your email there or something. We really need volunteers. I promise you, it's not gonna take you time. I promise you. I give you my word.
It's no prep.
Yeah,
It's
no
just
prep,
show
no
up
prep.
and talk about charts.
Just bringing a data visualization that you found somewhere. The show is tool agnostic. It's not about Tableau. It's any type of visualization, data visualization that you can find in a magazine and another tool, Power BI, MicroStrategy. It doesn't matter. Infographic, that also applies. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Emil.
Thank you very much.
If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, please comment below. And don't forget to subscribe to know when future videos are posted.